Alright guys, it is time for another gift guide, and today we are focusing specifically on kids. I am a mom of 2, so I'm really focusing on gifts that I think kids will appreciate, but also practical gifts from a parent's point of view as well. Because every parent kind of knows the overwhelm of getting too many toys, and then it's after Christmas and it's sort of crazy. So let's dive in. Basic disclaimer, my kids are currently 1 and 4, and so this gift guide is essentially for like 1 to 6 or 7 year olds. First up on my list is Glo Pals. These are a huge favorite for my kids at bath time, and they're essentially these little cubes that when they fall into the water activates them to turn the light on. And you can get them in all different colors. At one point, when my son was about 2 years old, he actually hated bath time, and this is one of the only ways that we could actually even get him in the water. They're also not insanely expensive, so a great stocking stuffer. Next up is this photo flashlight. This is really cool. It's essentially a flashlight, which every child loves. Kids love flashlights. I don't know what it is, but you also get these little photo cards that you can stick inside, and it actually will display the image up on a wall. But what's really cool about these flashlights is you can order your own slides, so you can put your own photos on it, which is so neat. Which, if I know anything about my kids, they love looking at photos of people and things that they know. Next up are Lickable bubbles. Every kid loves bubbles. These are essentially like edible bubbles. And when I first saw these, it was like huge nostalgia for me because I have this memory of going to FAO Schwartz when I was maybe, I don't know, 7 years old. I don't know if do they still have the original FAO Schwartz in New York City? I don't know, but I remember going and I got edible bubbles for the first time, and I was like, these are so cool. So this is a really fun, it comes in a 4-pack, so you could like spread it out amongst different kids, stick it in stockings, or you could just gift the entire thing. Comes in 4 different flavors, and it's essentially just bubbles that taste good. What kid doesn't like that? Gift number 4 is Sarah Silks. Sarah Silks are essentially just play silks, and we own a couple of them. They are honestly one of our most used toys from literally like newborn on. I have bought other play silks, and I will just say these ones they're a little more pricey than maybe a whole play silk set, but they are they're so superior in the way that they look open, the way that they flow down. Now that my kids are older, they use this for all sorts of stuff, whether they're playing peekaboo or they tie it around their shoulders to pretend they're superheroes. They create forts out of them. They do all sorts of fun, imaginative play with them. But when my youngest was a newborn, this was like one of the best ways to keep her entertained, one of the best ways I would sort of like calm her when she was fussy. So it's just like a great gift literally from newborn on. Next up are Chunky's paint sticks. These are one of my favorite art type activities for kids like 2 and up. They're essentially just paint sticks, and what I love about these is you're getting like a way better color and pigment than you're gonna get from like magic markers or crayons, so it feels a little bit more like real art to your kid. They're really quick drying, they're really easy for your kids to use and to sort of paint without the mess of water and paint, if you guys have ever painted with like a 2 or 3 year old. And I find they're actually really easy to clean too, like if your kid accidentally gets some on the table or whatever. Next up is reusable sticker books. I always have at least a couple of these on hand. I usually keep them in the car, or I keep them in our little bag that we use like when we're going out to places, if we're going to like friends' houses or we're going to the grandparents or whatever, because they're just like a quick activity to pull out to keep your kids entertained. So it's a great gift to give because 1, kids love them, but 2, you're also gifting the parent, you know, something that they can use to buy themselves a little bit of free time at a restaurant or at the grocery store or on a road trip. Next up is this really fun, unique game I found from a couple that created it in the UK. This is definitely a gift for slightly older children, so you're thinking more like school age, but the game is called Fire in the Hole Cannonball Game. It just has a lot of really great reviews. I think it's super unique and not like a typical gift that you're gonna see. It's not like plastic, it's this like really cool like cardboard type box that opens up, and it's a really great activity for the holidays as well, like to pull out when you have friends and family visiting. Next up are Water Wow. These are another ones that I literally almost always keep one around somewhere, whether in a diaper bag or in the car. Great from like 1.5 years up, I find. If you've never seen these, they're essentially a little book with pictures, and then you get this paintbrush that you fill just with water, and as the kid paints the water onto the image turns to color. So it's totally mess free, so great for car rides or great to do at a restaurant. And again, one of those things that like my kids really love these, but also you're gifting the parent a really practical gift that they will legitimately use to like save themselves a little sanity. All right, the next toy is the Maileg Mouse. I gifted this in my son's stocking, I think 2 years ago, and both of my kids love playing with them. They're slightly more expensive as far as like a little toy mouse, if you will, but I just find that there's something about like the beauty and the simplicity of this toy that make kids really gravitate to them. And it comes in a little box, and the box is like its little bed. And there's just something kids really love about like taking the little mouse out and putting the mouse back in. It's just a very sweet, simple gift that's not over complicated, which I really love with kids' toys. And I just think they're really beautiful too. They make a really nice gift. Next up are these personalized sunglasses. I actually got these for my kids this year to put in their stocking. So I'm gonna be linking 2 different ones. The first one is this one that only comes with like a floral accent, and then you can put your child's name right on it. And I'm gonna link another one where you can actually choose different little charms that go on it. I did an I think it's like an ice cream cone or popsicle stick or something for my son. I just think these are really fun. Most kids love sunglasses. They think they're really fun to wear, and they both come with really nice carrying cases, which is great. Okay, a few more personalized gifts, because like I said, I love when you can personalize something because it just makes it feel like you put more effort into it. Not that you didn't put effort into your gifts, but you know what I mean. The next are these Name Crayons. These are handmade, and you essentially just type in the kid's name and they will create these like colorful rainbow crayons in the kids' names. Think these are really cute, really fun, and they'll obviously get used because kids love to use crayons. And then I'm going to be including 2 different options for personalized winter hats. Winter gear is a great gift for kids because they're gonna need it, and parents are going to appreciate that you have it. And so these are the ones that I got this year. The first one is this hand embroidered knit hat that I got for my daughter, where you can put the kid's name right on it. This one shipped pretty quickly too. Now, both of these, like I said, are handmade hats. So I'm going to link the ones I got and then some very similar ones too, because I do find that as you get to the holidays, lots of times these small shops will go out of stock, or they will just like stop taking orders as well, because it's just like usually a single person making them. All right, one more personalized item, I think. I don't know if there's other personalized items. Is this personalized like microfiber blanket. Both of my kids love cozy blankets. They love getting under cozy blankets and like reading stories or watching a movie. They just, something about kids really appreciate cozy. And these are really nice plush microfiber blankets that you can get personalized with their name, which I think is great. Again, also a very practical product for parents. Kids need blankets, and if it's personalized with their name, it's a great blanket to send to school, to preschool, to daycare, or whatever, for them to use for nap time, because again, their name's all over it. Okay, circling back to the sort of winter gear thing, I'm gonna share a few of my favorite, very sort of versatile, flexible winter products that I think are great gifts to give to kids. The first one is a really great winter jacket. I love the Amazon Essential brand on Amazon for my kids' stuff. I found the quality is amazing. The price point is not crazy. So the first one I'm going to link is the winter jacket. We have this for my daughter. It is amazing. They run true to size. So if you're gifting, just buy whatever size that like child's age is. The next one is their Sherpa zip-ups. These are obviously more for like fall and spring. We have had these for my kids for 2 years now, and I am telling you, they are better than the North Face ones we've had and better than the Patagonia ones we have. They wash really well, they wear well, really well. People always comment on them. They're like, wow, those are really nice Sherpa jackets. So I'll never stop singing the praises of these Sherpa jackets because they're so cute. Okay, next up is don't forget about the power of snacks. Children love snacks. No kid is gonna like open a box and see a bunch of like delicious snacks inside and be upset about it. But again, you're giving the gift of practicality. You're not giving another thing that's just gonna like clog up a playroom. I will link some snacks down below that my children both really love that are like healthier-ish type on the go, easy to pack. Next up, water bottles. Both my children love water bottles, so they'd be super amped if they got one, but also again, a very practical gift. Every parent knows you're like always toting some type of bottle around with you everywhere you go, because kids are always just like randomly thirsty. So the two that I am linking, the first one is nice and lightweight, so they're great for pretty much any age once the kid is using a straw. The next one that I'm linking is the Yeti Junior Rambler. These are a little bit heavier. They're stainless steel. So, I mean, I started my daughter on them before she was 2, but I feel like kind of like a 2 and up sort of thing because if they drop it, it's pretty heavy. But these are just insane quality. They're gonna hold up forever. It's kind of like you're giving a kid a forever water bottle. My kids have decorated theirs with like different stickers and stuff. It's basically the water bottle that they both use every day when they go to school. And Yeti you can personalize. So if you order ahead of time with enough, like if you're ordering right now for Christmas, you can get them personalized, so you can get them engraved with like the kid's name or whatever through the Yeti website. Next up, I'm going to link a couple of my favorite products from Tubby Todd. So Tubby Todd is mostly like bath type product. So again, this is a practical type thing. These are things that kids actually need, so it's helpful for the parent. But you can include some fun stuff in here. So maybe you're gifting like a Tubby Todd, like their hair, I think it's like the hair gift kit. It comes with their like body and hair shampoo, their detangler, which I love for my daughter. Now that her hair is longer, it always gets super tangled, and the conditioner. But then you could throw in the holiday bubble bath, or you can throw in, they have these really cute rainbow bath bombs that my son is obsessed with. Like he asks for rainbow baths all of the time. So it's not that you're just like, hey kids, here's some soap. Like you can give soap, but like throw in the bath bombs too as well. And again, it's just one of those gifts. The kids are gonna love it when it's bath time. They're gonna totally use it. And it's not just like another random thing that's gonna get shoved on a playroom shelf. Okay, next up are 2 toys that actually we have just purchased for our kids for Christmas this year. Now, when I do Christmas for my kids, we follow, if you've ever heard, we follow the rule where you do something they want, something they need, something to wear, something to read. So it just kind of helps you keep on track. It helps you just kind of pick one thing from each category. So this year for the need category, we got our kids each a kid rake and a kid snow shovel, because anytime we are outside doing yard work, or whenever my husband goes out and like shovels the snow, my son wants to be right there with him. And now that my daughter is almost 2, she wants to do the same thing, and we only have adult ones. So I knew I wanted to get a kid shovel and a kid rake, and I kind of searched around. There's a lot of good options, but I ended up going for these ones. These are really cool. They're made in Germany. They said they are indestructible. They had really great reviews. And so each kid is getting a rake and a shovel. All right, the next toy is like a 2. It's a comparison type toy, and it's a slightly more pricey toy. I think each one is like right around $100, but it is the Toni Box as well as the Yoto. Last Christmas, we got my son the Toni Box, and we absolutely love it. If you don't know what it is, it's a large box, and then you can buy these Tonis, which are essentially characters, and each character tells different stories. So you can buy like a Toni for like one of the Julia Donaldson books, and when you put the Toni on the box, it'll play that Julia Donaldson book, and then usually there's some songs afterwards or little activities or whatever that go along with it. It's a great screen-free activity. My son absolutely loves it. Whenever we have like play dates, the kids always want to put something on the Toni Box and listen to it while they play. And so we've been really happy with it, and we travel with it a lot. But whenever I mention our Toni Box, I always would get questions from people about the Yoto. So finally, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna get the Yoto because 1, I wanna be able to compare the 2 so I can share which one I really like best, but also my daughter is starting to get to the age too where she wants the Toni Box as much as my son does. So I figured it maybe makes sense to have 2. The Yoto box is essentially the same thing. It does have a small screen where it just shows some like pixelated colors that go with whatever story you are playing. The difference is the actual stories are not these characters, they're just these little cards. So there's a little less novelty in that, but they are cheaper. I find a lot more of them than there are Tonis. So you can buy a lot more of the Yoto cards. There's like more variety. And they're a lot easier to store because you can just get this little booklet and you can keep all like your Yoto cards right in the booklet, which is really nice. Other very cool thing about the Yoto box is there's also a Yoto Mini, which is a little bit cheaper, and it's more for like on the go, and it will play the Yoto cards that play with the larger one, which I think is a really neat idea. So honestly, you cannot go wrong with either one. I think if I was going to buy maybe only one, maybe I would go with the Yoto just because it has a little bit more versatility, but I really do love both, and we absolutely love our Toni Box. That one essentially will just like live in my kids' room, and it's one they use when they're playing during quiet time before bed, and the Yoto has essentially already become kind of the one that we like keep downstairs and we bring with us in the car or whatever. So there is value to both of them, and it kind of depends on how you think it will get used. Next up is a bubble machine. Bubble machines are so fun because kids are obsessed with bubbles, and every parent knows the pain of sitting there holding the bubble thing while the kid is bubbling juice, bubble juice all over you or whatever. This you just plug it in and bubbles for days. You could get them in all different price ranges. They're not all that expensive, and I just think they're a great gift. Next up is a marble run. I'm going to be linking 2 of them, one for slightly younger kids, like I'm thinking 2 to 3 year olds, and then one that's going to be, if your kids are a little older, like probably 4+. So the younger one is more plastic. It's really easy for the pieces to click together. And the older kid one is made of wood, and you kind of have to think a little bit more critically about creating your marble runs for it. These are really fun and very versatile. Most kids love construction of some kind, and this is really great for just like basic construction and cause and effect. Going back to bath toys, I'm going to link 2 bath toys. Again, bath toys are great things, I think, to gift, because I feel like lots of times when we gift toys, we don't always think of bath toys. And I feel like every parent I know is always looking for like something else good in the tub to keep their kid entertained. So the first one I'm linking is this bath sprayer. We got this for our kids, and I will say they really like it. Although, you know, kids don't always make the best choices with sprayers, so, you know, keep that in mind. There have been instances where we have to remove the sprayer from the tub because they're not making good choices with it. But more times than not, they are playing with it for quite a long time, and it's keeping them very, very entertained in the tub. All right, the other one is great for slightly younger ages, or better if you're worried about the kid like spraying water all over the place. And it's sort of this like ball drop toy, but you fill it with water, and then there's a button that they press. All right, going back to super practical gift ideas, giving the gift of pajamas. I always think a really great gift idea. There's something about like pajamas that are way more exciting to kids than just getting a t-shirt or like, here's some new pants. I'm going to link my favorite brand down below. They're really nice, they're super soft, and what I like is they come in pretty just like basic prints as well. I always suggest if you're gifting to parents, don't go like over the top with like characters and graphics or whatever, because some parents are sort of, you know, they don't love that. Next up is this singing treasure box. Kids love treasures. They're always finding little rocks and stones and shells and sticks that are like their little treasures. And so I love the idea of giving them a little box to like collect them in. But these are specific for kids, and when you open it, there's actually a little bird and it sings a little song. And so I just think it's a very sweet and unique idea. Next gift idea is aprons. Aprons are something that kids will always use, whether they're cooking in the kitchen or they're using it for arts and crafts. You can buy personalized ones. I'm linking just these 2 that I got for my kids that I'm gonna stick in their stockings this year. They can be used for imaginary play if they're like playing in their play kitchen. I just think they're a great versatile gifts. Kids think that they are super fun. A final gift idea I want to tell you about is these, which are Piñata Crates. Essentially, it's a box that comes filled with a mini piñata. You can choose different characters, and they are pre-filled with candy, little toys, sometimes confetti and sparkles. What's cool about this is 2 things. One, you can have this sent directly to a recipient, so if you don't live near someone, they'll write in a custom message for you and you can just send it directly to them. And 2, this is actually owned by a mother-daughter team, and the daughter is only 6 years old, so you are supporting a budding entrepreneur. I think these are just super adorable gifts to send. All right, guys, that does it with some of my top gift ideas for kids that I think are unique, as well as practical and versatile and open-ended or whatever. I'm gonna be adding some additional links in the description box down below to help you out as well. Some of my favorite like toy guides for different ages, as well as some of my favorite book choices. Really check out the description because it's gonna be way more down. Essentially, whatever gift you need to find for kids, I got it down below. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to yourself and others, and I will see you all in my next video.